Good morning. Let's do the intro video. We'll be right back. Maybe. Let me look here. Pictures. There we go. Intro to live. All right. I'll be right back. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So we're back. We got the microphone and we got the I got my desk where it needs to be, right? So anyways, good morning. Hope all is well. We are sitting here with our morning coffee. I've got this blue mug. I paid like $6 for this thing. This time of year, the coffee gets cold pretty quickly because I don't guzzle the coffee, but I'm sure this is really important to you. But anyways, good morning. Hope all is well. It is November. What is it? 6th. The day after election. So, how many woke up to the news that you like, and how many of you woke up to news you don't like? So, I would like to hear your thoughts. We're not going to get too political, but I want to see what everybody's thinking and what the future holds for us. So, but rate wise, I've been doing okay, but we'll see what the rest of the week. One of the trucks has to go to the shop, so I'm not getting too aggressive, and the others are booked until Thursday, and then tomorrow, and then so I don't know. Dispatch has been pretty good, so knock on wood. Anyways, I was gonna go live at 7, but then I lost my internet connection. It was the computer. For a while, the computer did this weird thing where it would just lose connection to the Wi-Fi for no reason. Right? I'm sure there's a reason, but it's beyond my comprehension. And then I'd have to restart the computer and it would come back. And I just had to do that. I haven't done that in a while. I just had to do that. So it's kind of sketchy. But anyways, we'll talk about some freight. We'll go over some rates. We'll go over some lanes, and we'll take a look. And we'll take a look at the weather. The weather is a factor this time of year. Let me get this down here. And I'm still learning this Windows 11 stuff. They upgraded the machine, but anyways, yeah. So let's take a look at weather, and then we'll get to the comments. Right? Let's see. Share screen. It's that time of year where you need to be considering where you're going, the traffic. And, we got to have your chains on the truck even if you don't plan on using them. And then also freeze protect. That's That's another factor you got to start worrying about. As you can see, New Mexico and Colorado are doing their thing. Wyoming, there was their first pileup in Wyoming on I-80 last week, so there's that. And we've got some fog up here in central Iowa and Minnesota, and then the rest of the country is pretty quiet except for the flooding going on, flood warnings going on in Georgia, South Carolina. And I guess we've got some stuff going here in Missouri too. Flood warnings in south central Missouri, I guess you can call that. And what's the gray box? Air quality alert or dense fog. It's probably dense fog. So, but anyways, if you're going down I-40 in New Mexico, you've probably seen some weather, so just be careful. So, but anyways, there's enough of that. Let's go over the comments here. Josh the Vegan, let's go. My name is Nobody. Good morning. Saw that you had a long day yesterday. I'll be calling you after the live feed soon. So, Flatbed Trucker, good morning. DPG Trump says Trump. Morning, Desert Oak Pam, morning, Snorelord. Hope you're doing well. DIY Semi, make DIY great again. Have you tried the deer jerky? I gave DIY, he came through town, and I gave him literally my last bag of deer jerky. So if he can't enjoy it, I hope his doggo can. So that's literally the last of my deer harvest. So I hope he dug it. But yeah, DIY and I had dinner. What was it? Monday. He came through town, and a rare occasion that he comes through 44 on Missouri there, and we had some good conversation. We had some good Mexican food, and it was a good time. We didn't make a big deal of it. We didn't go live together, nothing like that. He had to go. So DIY has always and will always be great. Yes. Stanza. What's up? Josh Vegan with the thumbs up. Yes, let's make DIY great again. WCF better. How are you doing? You sell that trailer yet? I hope you sold that trailer. Mrs. A, I'm especially glad to be past ad season. Yes. Every single ad I got, I don't care what side of the fence it was on, I blocked the number. And I was over it. Jordan, what's up? Thumbs up. Good morning, Steve. Freight rates should jump 75 to $1 a mile today. If brokers ask why, just say new party in town. Yeah, as if. Although I did hear that how's the Dow Jones doing? So look, now we'll get into that here in a second. Shannon, good morning. This house is full of celebration this morning. All glory to God for sure, says Shannon. We will finally be unburned by what has been. Jose says good morning. DIY says it's in the freezer. Will be thawed today. Good deal. Dutch says congratulations to the Republican supporters today. Yeah, man. I mean, it was interesting last night watching. I went to bed early. My wife and I went to bed early. We didn't stay up late to see the election results. I think at that point, I think Trump was at 120 and Harris was at like 70 or something like that. And then there's really Fox was talking about some shenanigans going on, but for the most part, everybody was trying to be, doing their due diligence. And here's the thing: if we lose faith in our election system, then we pretty much lose hope for the empire, right? So, I think at this point, any kind of cheating would have been obvious. And so, at about 3 a.m., I woke up this morning and saw that Trump had put a victory speech in, even though they hadn't called it yet. He was at 267. That was what AP was showing. And then I I was watching Agenda Free TV. Shout out to that channel on YouTube. When Wisconsin finally brought in their numbers, and that put them to 277. So that's when they declared it, and then AP had no choice but to submit and say that. So, and not a peep from Harris, I believe. So, which is interesting. So, I don't know if there's been any kind of conceding yet, but we'll see. WCF Invader trailer's not sold yet, but no rush. I know rates still suck. If it takes till next fall to sell, I'm fine with that. 25K is what I'm asking for at 2022 Stout and Dry Van with as much aerodynamics as you can possibly put. He's got all the Go Flow, Airflow, WeFlow, Flow system on it. Also, I have a set of a few sets of tire socks. Is that what they call them? Wheel socks or whatever, that a friend of mine's trying to get rid of. So if you're interested in that, holler at me. I was supposed to put them on Facebook Marketplace, and I haven't done that yet. So, but anyways, but good to see you, Don. Randy, good morning from Wildwood. I'll be talking to you today too, Randy. Let's see. Let's go over some market conditions. We already went over the weather, and I might be watching some stuff with the carrier today, so I don't think I'll be long. I know I keep saying this. I don't know if I'll be live for a long time, but but we'll see. What size socks? I don't have the number on my head right now, so I will let you know. I could find it pretty easily. The adjustment to monitor is expected tariffs could reduce port traffic for a bit. Shippers will seek lower rates to offset tariffs. Carriers will take on burden of tariffs, change mode from ports. That's something that Sage has been talking about. And, we'll just wait and see. CDN says just an observation, but I could be wrong. Nothing may change. There's not going to be real change until after January. And this is just an opinion, okay? But let's say that you're renting a house to someone and you're kicking them out because they're not paying the rent, right? Are these people going to leave peacefully, or are they going to trash the place? And so that's what I worry about. How trash are things going to get so they can leave it and go, all right, there's your country, man, go for it. But I don't know. We'll see. It could be just a peaceful thing. It could be just like everything's smelling like roses. So also got 5 super singles with wheels. If anyone is interested, just make me an offer. Good to see you and everyone else. Lord of Snore. 5? Why do you have 5? A spare? Did you have a spare? I predict Camelot becomes the first female president via Biden stepping down just before his term ends. I think. Oh. No, that's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. I feel like some have their feelings hurt, thinking the $5 freight's coming back. Right. I agree. It's we're not going to see the look. Here's the thing. Hold on, let me adjust this. Here's the thing. I don't think that the shippers and the corporations ever want to see $5 mile freight again. They do not want to get reamed like they did during COVID shortages. And so there are systems that have been put in place to make sure that that doesn't happen again. And so what everybody should be looking for is consistency. Instead of the big spikes and the lowest lows, how about something that's pretty manageable? And then the spikes, the higher stuff is for the stuff that's beyond your 45,000 pounds of water and 45,000 pounds of bricks and, you know, generic freight, right? So that's just my opinion though. But I honestly think that they don't want to see spikes like that ever again. So that's kind of where we're at. And so if we can get inflation down, if we can get prices down on things to where it's not as costly to run your operation, I think that's where people can start thriving again. And but it's all based around that cost. That's if you own a truck, right? Any check engine light can cost you thousands upon thousands of dollars. And we're living in a day and age where it's harder and harder to do this business without some kind of warranty work or some kind of warranty on the truck, or some kind of safety net. And if you have no cash flow, no credit, and you're driving a truck with no warranty, that's a dangerous game to be playing. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you definitely have some cards that stacked against you. So CDN says, in my world of supply chain freight, volume has been down this week. Has it now? I guess we'll take a look at the volumes on the low board. So, but I mean, in your world, that's interesting. As a carrier, I don't want to see $5 freighting again. The fall hurts. There you go, cheap freight hauler. You got it going on, man. And that's essentially what I was fearing when we were seeing those good rates. I'm like, man, the other side of this is not going to look pretty, and I was right. So, both shippers and carriers want consistent rates. That's true, right? Jordan says starts with drill, baby, drill. I figured the USA, like Europe, has a massive increase in the building of warehouses to prevent exactly that. Yes, it has. I've watched it myself. I was still on the road when I noticed all these warehouses popping up. They don't want to be caught with their pants down with the just-in-time thing anymore. So now, if we can get lower gas and fuel prices, that would help tremendously. So but remember, all economies go through a deflationary period, and there's some people projecting that 2 years into this term of presidency, there will be an economic collapse that even Trump can't even keep from happening. So just be aware of that. Just be aware. So it's just keep your head on a swivel and do what you can now, and try to get your foundation on some good cement instead of sand. It's that's how I look at it. So why what? Not sure what you're asking there. So let's see. Hold on a second. Not sure if it's election results driven or another factor, but oil's currently traded down $2 a barrel today. Interesting. How much fuel discount do we get? We get 5 plus costs, I think. Our discount's pretty good. We're using Thunders, and then a couple of people have Nastic in the fleet, so you're allowed to use your own fuel card here at Like Trucking. So, but we also have a pretty good discount. The only thing we don't have a discount on is Pilot Flying J. And financial. Why is there a financial collapse? DIY did a great video about financial aspects of the economy not related to trucking, and so he has a better answer for that than that, because all I know is that all my economic experts are predicting some kind of crash in the next. They've been projecting for the last 8 years into the next 5 years. It's just a matter of time. So we'll see what happens. Whoa. That $15 an hour minimum wage hike with sick leave is going to hurt here in our home state. Yeah. Yeah, Don. I agree with that. So does Mrs. A. So, hey, good news. Speaking of Mrs. A, it is now fire pit season, and there might be a time when we do a live chat Friday or Saturday night next to the fire with the missus. I did that a couple of times last year, and people seem to dig it. So just putting that out there. So all right, let's go to that one here for a second. Let's what just happened here? That made a bunch of changes. So they're like acting like I've never been on this low board. It wasn't working the other day. Um all right. Let's see. What are the best states right now? Arkansas is not too bad. Arizona's not too bad. Colorado's got decent, for what it is. As far as like in and out ratios, Florida is still a crap show. Georgia isn't. It's better, but it's not great. Illinois is double going out than in. That's good. Same thing with Indiana. Um, Kansas is about even Steven there. Kentucky's doing okay. Louisiana's picking up a little bit. Let's see. Michigan's not too bad. So whenever Shannon's done celebrating, she can leave the house for a decent rate, probably. Missouri's evil going in, 666 going in, and 827 coming out. New Mexico, nah. Nevada, 220 in, 415 out. Ohio, 1220 in, 1863 out. So Illinois is pretty much the best Midwest state right now. Tennessee is more out or more in than out. And Texas is down quite a bit. So it's tough to get a good rate in and out of Texas. Wisconsin's doing all right. Double out going in. So that's good. And then when we go to 1, 2, 3 here, let's go to load availability. Let's switch this to van. That's true. We've had enough rain now. Woohoo. Fire pit season, baby. Marty says, well, we're ready for another jam session. And you can make s'mores. No, my wife will make s'mores, but I won't. Shannon says, yay, wife lord fireside chat. That might, I don't know about calling it wife lord, but DAT was down yesterday morning again. Yep. Had the wheel spinning round and round, round and round. Live, yeah, Shannon. That 666 was Moloch celebrating his win today. Jeremy Jones, good morning. I'll be empty in Danville, Illinois this afternoon, 53 plate trailer. Well, that's a good spot to be empty. Josh, that's definitely a good spot. Let's take a look at Illinois here. Let me click off this for a second. Illinois is showing on 1, 2, 3, 742 outbound, 515 inbound. So you go DeKalb to Lansing, 280 miles. They got $700 on it, 250 a mile. Let's sort this by highest rate. Let's see where all the long haul stuff's going. Mrs. A says that was supposed to say love you, Shannon. There you go. Gary Cook, good morning. Drunk with T-Bone, good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing all right, T-Bone. 3,600, 269 a mile to go to Florida. Almost $3 a mile to go to Tampa from Chicago. 3,400. Probably get them up to 36. That picks up today. Let's see. 34 to go to Lakeland. Tampa, Orlando, Myrtle Beach. It's all Florida. All the big paying stuff's going to Florida. If I put this on rate per mile, it's going to show the same thing. All Florida. $1.69 to go to Caldwell, Idaho. That is way low. Las Vegas, $1.61 to go to Las Vegas. Usually that's the outbound rate. $1.58 to go to Goodyear from Allsip. Orlando. So, and then $1.20 to go to California. So that hasn't changed. And look, I've been doing these lives for quite a while, and I've noticed that there's not a whole lot of fluctuation with these other than the rates going into Florida. Like here's $3.13 a mile, $25.84 to go to Buford. I would pick those one over the Florida one probably. Get this done in 2 days, and then Friday you're just getting out of Atlanta, which wouldn't be too bad, especially if you go northeast. And everything else, higher rate per mile is going to be going to Colorado, New York. Here's Gilman, Illinois, going to Grand Junction, Colorado. Bolingbrook to Salt Lake. They're not breaking $2 a mile though. Yeah, so, but if we put this on rate per mile, let's see where all the shorties are at. It's usually what this brings up. And the reason why I say that is because your higher rate per mile is going to be the short stuff. It'll be like this one here, $6 a mile to go from Chicago to Milwaukee. But it's like literally $550 for the day. Now, if you get 2 of these in one day, that's a good rate. And it's soda. And you're literally on the road for 2 hours. That's it. So not much fuel, right? Not much fuel. So what I do is I scroll down these and I look for the 7 and 800s. Like here we go, Chicago to Monroe, Michigan, $950, $3.85 a mile. Picks up at 2:00 today, delivers at 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. You're looking at 250 miles, roughly. But you would want to know the customers, see if you can kind of spend the night so you don't start your clock come 1 a.m. And you need to be shut down to where you can actually get to the customer. So that's kind of a tough schedule there. That's why they're paying $9.50 on it. Let's see if it's got, where's my profit calculator? There it is. So after my percentage, I'm, in fuel, I'm looking at 680 for the day. One shift there. Syracuse. Let's look at this Joliet Syracuse. It's way up there. 2550, 364 a mile, 43,000 pounds, palletized paper. Cargo Chief's got this at 1786. So there's something going on with this load. So, of course, check your routing whenever you're doing Wisconsin or Michigan or whatever. Check your route and make sure they're not taking you through Canada. So let the Canadians play with Canadians. SST, what's up? Saw you sneak in here. How long are trailer payments on new trailers? Usually they're 5-year notes on new trailers. 5-year new, 3-year old. Used, not old, used. To do a 5-year note on a used trailer is kind of silly. So Illinois is a good spot there. Now let's do inbound to Illinois. Let's create some consistency here. If we're getting a good rate going in and a good rate coming out, we're good to go, right? A lot of $500 loads from Davenport to Joliet. So let's do this by highest rate. $1.90 to go from California to Illinois. $1.85, $2.50, $2.15 to go from Vegas to Chicago. So it's interesting. You're making more to go from Nevada instead of to Nevada. That's interesting. Shannon Thomas Trucking, you read ready to go to work? Yeah, we might have. You need to talk to me today, Shannon. Might have something for you. I'm going live at 0800. Do some explaining. Good. I will make sure I'm done before 8:00. Anyone use Mic Maker? Oh, Mile Maker. No, I don't even know. I've never even heard of that. Not yet, Randy. Tonight or tomorrow, work on some necessary business appointments. 10-4 DIY. So yeah, if for the 38 people in here, make sure you check out Adam's channel there at 8 a.m. Central. And he can do some economic education for you. Because he does follow that a lot closer than I do. Let's see. Let's see what other states we got. Let's look at Ohio, inbound and outbound. Right now, 123 is showing 899 outbound, 634 inbound. So their ratio to Ohio is a little bit better than DAT as far as in and out ratios. 48065 if you want to check out the load board for yourself for free for 30 days. And don't take my word for it. You don't need a DOT number to access all these features. Unless that's changed. I don't know. Changes. Changes. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, $25 a mile to go from Toledo to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. $9,700. Let's take a look. Let's see why. My guess, it was probably supposed to read $975, seeing that the cargo chief's got it $1,463, rate check's got $1,167. So do this load once and then go home for the rest of the month, right? Or you can just keep working and bank the cash. $4 a mile to go from Ohio to New York, Buffalo, Madison to Michigan, $891. That'd be a good one. $1,200 to go to Winchester, Virginia. I think I'd rather do the Michigan run. Let's check out this Caledonia, Ohio to Hunker, Pennsylvania. One and one straight through. So same day delivery for $800. Probably picks up right now. As soon as the rest of the stuff loads, we'll take a look at. There we go. Toll costs. Is there tolls? No tolls. Oh. Mile Maker, we provide the tools to help you plan the most efficient route mileage calculation that both you and your drivers can agree on. Snorelord 5-minute warning. Okay. So, but anyways, let's go over Reefer real quick. So there's your states that you want to stay in the van world. Just because it's green doesn't mean you're going to get a good rate. Just makes it a little bit easier to get out of. Reefer, a lot of red and yellow out here out west, but California, Washington, and green. And then New Jersey's green, of course. And then Georgia's standing by itself being green. So, but the other markets are soft, so it's going to be a challenge to get out of there. And then we'll do flatbed and step deck. Northwest is waking up to some good volumes, some good in and out ratios on flatbed and step deck. So that's good. Missouri's red, but then a lot more green here in the Midwest here. So that's good. So I imagine there's a lot of freight going into North Carolina, trying to rescue those people there. Who's going to dispatch the self-driving trucks in 2025? One person at a desk. That's who's going to do that. I'm not worried about driverless trucks just yet. I'm more worried about the drivers that are in the trucks now. So anyways, I hope all is well. Thank you for showing up. I know my lives have not been as consistent, and I haven't been talking about the current news and trends and all that, but that's just, I don't know, I don't keep up on a lot. I mean, I do and I don't. I think a lot of it just doesn't really if it doesn't affect me today, I do look down the line a little bit, and look, a Trump presidency, what does that look like for freight? That's kind of hard to say, because you got to remember that COVID created a lot of situations that were not normal. And you have to hope that they're not going to leave the house trash before they leave, right? So it's going to be, it'll be interesting. Shannon says, do you think a lot of drivers will be deported? I don't know. I mean, they're concentrating on the illegal aliens, not the legal ones that actually have their green cards and their CDL and everything else. So it's only time will tell, man. It's only day one, and we haven't hit January yet. So there's going to be some reactions, and you got to remember that some things will just, it's going to be interesting. So that being said, strength for today over tomorrow, and aggression turns to screws. So if you don't mind, hopefully we'll try to see you Friday if things aren't crazy. So I appreciate everybody's support, and we'll talk to you later. Oh, go check out DIY at 8:00. Peace.